Hey guys! So today's topic is toxic relationships. A toxic relationship is any relationship that challenges your value and ultimately makes you question yourself and drains you and makes you feel down and bad and negative. It can be something as simple as your best friend who's hot and cold. Maybe she's your best friend one second and then the next second she's talking behind your back. It could be with your parent who's always on your case about doing something. And especially it can be with the person you're in a relationship with. So many of us are in toxic relationships and we don't even know that we're in one until we get out of it and we see the world from everyone else's perspective. And we say, why didn't you tell me that I was in such a messed up relationship? Why didn't you tell me that he was such a jerk? Why didn't you tell me when you could see it and I clearly couldn't? And sometimes it's really hard to know if we're in a toxic relationship because we love the person so much and we see the good in them and we see all of their positive qualities. And sometimes we don't leave a toxic relationship because we feel we can't do any better. We think that this person is like the be all and end all, and if we break up with them, then we're just gonna end up alone or with somebody worse. And other times we have so much invested in that relationship, we've spent so much time fostering it that we think if we leave it's a waste of time, like maybe it's a sunk cost, and we just hang on hoping that things will get better soon. So today we're going to talk about the top signs that you might be in a toxic relationship and ultimately how to get yourself out of that situation. Okay guys, so the first sign that you might be in a toxic relationship is that you feel like you can't do anything right in the relationship. And usually that's because your partner is making you feel that way by putting you down or challenging all of the things that you do for the relationship. Maybe they feel you're not putting enough energy and focus into the relationship and they want all of your time. A lot of times toxic relationships can kind of absorb us. We become so engrossed in the relationship that we start isolating ourselves with only that one person and we lose everybody else around us, friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, everybody who loves and cares about us starts to not recognize us anymore. And maybe we don't even recognize ourselves anymore. The second sign that you're in a toxic relationship is that you feel like you're always walking on eggshells around your partner or the person you're in a relationship with. So every time you say something, every time you do something, you're worried about how they're gonna perceive it and what they might say in response. So if you can't go out for dinner without them criticizing your choice on the menu, or you're afraid to go out on a Friday night with your girlfriends because you're afraid of what they might say or how they might perceive it or what they might do, or if you're afraid to make any type of life decision because you're afraid that they might disagree and have something to say about it. Your life is your life, and it's not okay for somebody to be controlling you or for somebody to feel like they have say over your life. Third, you'll notice in a toxic relationship, there's always a cyclical pattern of arguments and making up. So usually the toxic person is the one initiating the arguments and the making up. So for you, it can feel a little bit like you're on a roller coaster. You know, they're upset about something, you've done something wrong, you feel guilt because you're not sure if you've done something wrong or if they're actually right, or if this is just a misunderstanding. And then either they feel bad and they make up with you, or they decide that you're not so, that what you did wasn't so bad after all and you make up. And then it's this euphoria of feeling so good and so empowered and like this will never happen again in the relationship until tomorrow when it all happens again. So you can start to see here the cycle of emotional control that happens in a toxic relationship. Finally, the fourth sign that you might be in a toxic relationship is that it's never about you, your accomplishments, and the praise that you so rightly deserve. It's all about the other person. Their insecurities drive them to criticize you, to put you down, to make you feel about this big so they can feel big and powerful and full of control. And if you're not in a relationship with this toxic person, they're just gonna go find someone else that they can manipulate and control for the rest of their lives. And I really hope that that person isn't you. So if you think you might be in a toxic relationship, I'd recommend talking to family and friends, people you can trust. Sometimes we're embarrassed about what's been happening because we think, oh, how could a strong person like me end up in a relationship like this? But the more you're able to gauge opinions of other people, the more they can help you talk through it to actually help you get out of that relationship. So guys, if you have more relationship questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Twitter or ask in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more weekly videos on relationships. Bye guys.